If not,
Okay.
All right.
Courtney's
there
the
you go.
exception.
Courtney is the exception, yes.
I'll take that.
There you go.
We're live.
Well, all right. Welcome, everybody. The City Council of the City of Perry, our regular meeting. Let's go ahead and call our meeting to order and have roll call.
Coffee,
Here,
Bledsoe, Marshall,
Here.
Davis, Coldarn,
Here.
Rupp,
Here.
Williams,
here.
Boucher, Wortham.
Here. All right, we've got quorum tonight. Our invocation will be by Derek.
Thank you. If you guys pray with me. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us to gather here tonight. I would like to thank you for all the blessings you bestowed upon our community. I'd ask that you would be with us tonight as we make decisions that will help glorify you, in this community. Help us to move forward in a way that will shine a positive light on you. Lord, I pray that you'll put your hand on every decision we make, open our mind and heart. And Lord, I pray that you help us to have a great week and month ahead. Pray these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Derek. All right. So we're going to start off with our consent agenda. And on that, so we're going to start including our CFO invoices and our city attorney invoices in the consent agenda. As we're working towards getting the agenda out early by Wednesdays prior to the meeting. I think that gives everybody plenty of time to take a look at those, and if you've got questions, you can reach out to Bryce, you can reach out to Nate, and you can reach out to Russ and ask those questions. If we need to pull those items off, we can for discussion. But having it on the actual agenda, I felt was kind of just taking up time in our meeting. And as we're starting to move forward, wanting to focus on our strategic planning and the things that we've got happening, having those types of items on the agenda just makes more sense to put it into the consent agenda. So with that, any questions on our consent agenda?
Don't see a CFO invoice.
That was emailed out after the fact.
In this case,
Huh?
Yeah,
it
that's
was
not-
emailed to us.
Yeah, Nate had emailed that out.
Yeah, sorry, didn't make packet. They had the girl who does it on vacation.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second.
Hey, Coffee,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Coldarn,
Yes.
Rupp,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Wortham.
Yes. All right, we'll go down to item number 5, proclamations, commendations, reports, and inquiries by the governing body. So with our council reports, Scott, you got anything for us?
I don't, not tonight.
All right. Joe?
I don't.
Danette?
Nope.
Randy?
I don't have anything to report other than I've had several questions about the work going on 9th Street. Nate, is that water or sewer or both, or?
Yeah, it's a sewer line. It's going to be feeding the Malzahn development, future development there. It's taken quite a while to perform because it's so deep. So the distance wasn't very far, but it's like 25 feet down. So it's taken a while to perform, but they're supposed to be opening that back up this week.
It is.
Tomorrow.
It's
It's
open.
open today.
Yeah,
is it?
Okay,
Mhm.
wonderful.
Yeah.
They thought it might be tonight, but they didn't want to say tonight and then something go wrong. So, yeah.
It was open today.
Thanks, Derek.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's kind of what that one's been, and it was grant funded. So.
Thank you.
All right, Derek? No?
9th Street's open.
9th Street's open.
Good job.
All right, well then we will continue on with item number 6. So we actually have a presentation from our Stillwater Medical CEO, Courtney. Kind of give us an update on the things that are happening with the hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah, so just kind of wanted to give an update on our renovation project. We opened, phase 1 was completed, and we started operating our ER temporarily out of phase 1 in early December. Phase 1 renovated the old surgery wing, and it will be where we house our observation patients once we're fully open. Phase 2 has started, and that is the complete renovation of the ER. Steel is hung in there. They're running the piping for the new med gases and all that in there. Working on getting some lighting put in. We just got that approved tonight, so we'll be putting some new overhead lighting for those ER bays. It also includes the new dietary area, which just brings the dietary upstairs and into the space that we'll occupy after we fully open. The state was here last week to inspect the first section of our 2-hour fire rated wall. It passed, so they'll be hanging sheetrock on it and then continuing on with that around the side of the building. So all in all, the project is going well and moving as should be. Time frame right now, they're looking at late May, maybe mid-June-ish to be completed completely. So, any questions?
So right now, where do you enter with an emergency?
So right now when you enter for an emergency, you can enter on those double doors that are right off to the ambulance bay. The ambulance bay obviously is cut off because in the next couple of weeks they're going to start raising that up so that the ambulance can get in easier. But there's a door right next to it. They can enter there, or they can come into the main entrance off to the side where you would come in for outpatient, and they can get them help there too. So when we fully open, the only entrance will be over there by the ambulance bay. I will say no operations are affected by any of the renovation. We're staging it so ER stays open, all of our outpatient services stay open all the time.
So when this is done, if somebody needed to go to physical therapy, they go through the emergency room doors?
Yes, there'll be one main entrance for everything.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions?
Yeah, any other questions for Courtney?
Anytime you guys want to come look at it, just, call up there. I'll be happy to show you guys.
Great.
Yeah, it's coming along. Thank you, Courtney.
We
Absolutely.
need to go, I need to take another tour.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Thank you.
All right, Courtney.
Thank you.
Yep. If you like it on Facebook, you can see what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. So item number 7, we've got our city manager remarks and updates.
Yeah, I have a few things. I put kind of the projects I'm going to go over and then some questions that were asked. So the first is the airport project. That apron has been poured for that. For those who aren't familiar with the apron, that's the cement between the pad and the runway. They've also erected the first bay. So I sent some pictures of that. It's coming along really, really well. We've, just been approving invoices and getting things done, and it's not been anything out of the ordinary or anything that you wouldn't expect from a project like this. So,
Do you know when the first one will be done?
they'll do them all. They'll open them all together. So they have the first one. They have the first iron set, but they'll do the other 3, and then they'll put the sheet metal on the outside and open them all together.
I think they're 2.5 or 3, almost close to 3 with the iron now,
Now, good.
as of yesterday.
Yeah, they've been cruising. So they were ahead of schedule last time. Doing really, really good. And as far as opening, they'll open simultaneously, and I think their goal is April. And I think it was towards the end of April, if I remember right. So getting close.
Do we have tenants lined up for those already?
Yeah. Well, I'll have to check with Terrence. He has a list, and I know he's reached out to some of them and just said, hey, just so you know, this is in the works. I don't know that any of them have committed yet, but I need to ask him. That's a good question. Any other questions on airport? All right. So the main kill-out project, we had our pre-construction meeting this week on that. They're slated to begin on March 9th, and it will take several months to complete. There's a lot of uncertainty with this project, but it's super important, as the council knows, and just a reminder to the public, this needs to be completed before we can asphalt some of the major roads in town that have issues like 8th Street. But yeah, that's moving along. Sidewalk projects, a few updates there. The Locust Street and the 7th Street they're basically 100% completed with the engineering side. They'll be submitted to NEPA any day now if they haven't been already. After that, you have roughly 4 to 6 months before they go out for the bid. So we'll see about the time that the other project is beginning, we'll see those projects go out for bid, which is exciting. They've moved really, really quickly. The other project, that's one on Fur going to BMAC, so Brahms to BMAC, and that one will begin in June. They're finished with all the design and things like that. Now they just need to, and it's gone through NEPA, now they just need to bid out the project. So several projects going very well. The last thing I wanted to ask about is it's budget season. Last year we did some work sessions, and we had scheduled those. I want to kind of get ahead of that and see if council wanted to set some dates for those. So I put 4 potential dates on there. April the 13th, there's time slots, and then April the 20th, there's 2 time slots. Are all of you looking at those able to make any one of them? Do you have preferences?
I think I can make April 13th, no problem.
The 13th, okay. So we'll do Scott on the 13th. Do you have a preference on time?
No.
I can do any of them, so.
Okay.
That's a non-council day.
Yeah.
I'd like the 13th at 3 to 4.
13th, 3 to 4.
3 to 4:30.
Wonderful.
The 20th would be a council day. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I could do any one of those two.
Okay. Mayor.
Obviously, what are you looking for in each one of those? Less than 5,
Yeah,
right?
that's correct.
So
I can do the 3 to 4:30.
Okay. So we'll do that on the 13th for you. You were saying something, Derek?
I think it was me. I can do either one of them on the 13th.
Either one, 13th, okay.
Sure.
I just looked
You
at my
need to check
calendar
your
and there's
schedule.
nothing on it.
Even
I looked in
11:30
March and April, and there was nothing on either one of those. so-
Right. Need to check with the cattle or anything?
Yeah, no, I can get up earlier to do that.
Okay.
So there's one more slot for the April 13th, 3 to 4:30. Derek, do you have a preference looking at your schedule?
I can do that one, or I could probably make about anything. The afternoons are better for me.
Okay.
If we do the 11:30 to 1, are you buying us lunch?
Certainly could.
It's not in the budget.
It's on the budget, okay. Then I'm gonna stick with the 3
We
o'clock.
can discuss that.
Budget amendment?
Yeah. I feel a budget.
We've got a couple of meetings before then. We can approve that.
Yes.
And we'll at least be done at City Hall.
They will be, yeah. Yeah, they'll be in the conference room. All right, well, I'll follow up with the other council members and send out a finalized schedule or have Christie do it so that everyone knows when to come.
So you'll send us a reminder.
I will. I mean, are we talking like day of?
No, just a meeting invite.
Oh yeah, we can do that. It's easy. All right, thank you. That's all I have for my updates.
Or you can put it in your calendar and get it on there.
I haven't figured out how to do that yet, so I'm still working on that. But I can accept one from somebody else.
He's always had somebody do that for him.
I wouldn't want to bring my staff with me when I retired.
Hey Nate, back on your main kill out sidewalk talk there. I know we'd seen it previously, and I don't remember is there somewhere we can view the priority on the streets? Is that available? to
Yeah,
us?
we're actually going to be talking about that today during the strategic plan. But I have a document that I have priorities listed and
I knew you had it, I just didn't know if we had access to look at it somewhere.
I believe it's shared with you and I can do that again so you can.
Okay.
There's a link in the agenda.
Did I put a link in there?
Look at you.
Thank you. I didn't remember I did that.
You did. And I've actually found it.
Nice. Well, do we have any other questions for Nate? All right. Thank you, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through some of our resolutions here. We've got item number 8, consider approval of resolution number 2026-04, approving the 2026 interlocal agreement with Circuit Engineering District number 8.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, Coffee,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Goldar,
Yes.
Rupp,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Wortham.
Yes. All right, so item number 9, discuss city strategic plan. So this week we are talking about infrastructure, so we can dive into the streets.
Yep. Yeah, we can. Maybe we start with that. So on the resurfacing list, and I apologize I can't share on screen today because that server's down, but you guys can jump in if you have it electronically, and I'll read some of this out loud. But we've got as priority number 1, 8th Street, and that, unfortunately, the reason we haven't done it yet is because it has all of those mains underneath it that need killing out first. And so, as I mentioned earlier, once that main kill out project is complete, we'll be ready to asphalt that road, and we may even be able to do it before that full project's complete, because if that section's complete, we can go ahead and move on. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Priority number 2, we have Grove, and that is between 8th and 9th Streets. Then we've got the alleyway behind Homeland as priority number 3, which that one is will be done in the next couple of weeks, weather pending. Critter and his team are ready they finished their lean-to and they're ready to continue asphalting roads. They just are waiting for the weather to be cooperative. It's supposed to rain this week, so we'll see what happens there. But Homeland Alley is the second one on their list that they're going to do before this kill-out project. So they're going to finish off 9th Street between Market and what's the other name of that street? Boundary. And then they will do the Homeland Alley after that. So those are the next 2 coming up that the community will see done. And then in terms of other priorities, we haven't ranked them yet. So we left that open for council to kind of tell us, hey, what should we do? What do you want us to do? As you look at that list, what thoughts do you have? Are there any missing on that list that we should add?
So the order they're in here doesn't have any bearing at all. It's just the priority column is the.
That's
actual-
correct.
Okay,
Yep, that's
just making sure. And then the column L, is that the one that should have an X if there was, or something that if
There were killouts in it. Right.
we're.
No, it was meant to be that way, but what ended up happening is I took detailed notes in K.
Okay.
And so that kind of fulfilled that purpose.
Like 8th Street, Grove needs to do 6-inch line, 4-inch line. So the alley behind Homeland will be next.
Yeah, well, 9th Street between Boundary and Market will be next, and then Homeland Alley. Which those will be knocked out really quickly. And
So I spent recently some time on Jackson and it's bad.
Yeah,
also.
I was gonna
Not-
say, that's the only
We have
street.
several bad roads, but
Somebody mentioned to me that someone had talked to them
Yeah,
about it,
yeah.
and we went and drove down. They did put fill some potholes, but it's probably not gonna last very long.
That one's from
is-
9th to 12th, I think, is the,
Yeah,
That section was supposed to be done when we did the street sales stuff. I mean, that was planned
Oh,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
done, and we did a portion of Jackson then, but we
Mhm.
didn't have
Yeah.
enough to go all the way. So,
okay. What if we put it for priority 4, so right after Homeland Alley?
Yeah, because we were right by the Cunningham, the roads all buckled in and, yeah. Yeah, that one, along Jackson.
well, yeah.
So Jackson from where to where? Are we
9
talking
to
about?
12.
9th to 12th. Mhm.
So do we have a list somewhere of the streets we need to avoid as we're doing the main kill out?
Yeah, it's really on here. So it's if you look in column A, those are our list. Then column K has the notes of like the kill outs. So if you look
Okay.
wherever there's detailed notes, it's because there's a kill out project that has to take
Okay.
place first. So like 8th Street's priority number 1, but it has a lot of kill outs that need doing.
Mhm.
9th Street has some kill outs. 4th
So-
Street.
Is that where they're gonna start with the killouts, is on 8th Street?
No, we thought about doing that, but what ended up happening is Vernon and his team kind of figured out based on school schedules and things like that. So they looked at other factors other than just the priority streets. That was kind of the goal, but I mean, I get the rationale, and you know, we want to try to disrupt things as the least possible, right? So.
Because when they do the kill outs, will they have to turn off water to the homes at all?
They will,
How
yeah, and
long?
so that's actually one thing I was gonna talk about in my update and failed to do. So we talked about that this week. They're gonna do it block by block, and they'll communicate with residents through flyers, and then we'll also be posting on social media in order to communicate, hey, you know, we're planning on doing your block this day. You'll probably be out of water during, you know, this time period.
Will it be on the app too?
We could certainly put it on the app, yeah.
Is there a way to tie that to the same system that sends the bills out so that those people can get the express bill so you can send a text to that customer?
We've looked at doing something like that. They do offer some kind of service there, but I can't remember exactly how it.
If you're signed up to receive text, it will send you a notice.
That's
But
right.
it's through our app and it won't be through Express. Express is the billing service.
Through the app, to the city app.
Yeah.
But
And I
so-
do know OMPA is working on something right now in order to send out texts to people as well. So that may be a free service that we get in the near future. They're doing a kind of a focus group right now with some cities.
Is this list, is it, you mentioned something about it, but is it online?
No, it's not. It's really just been made for internal use. How I'm prioritizing things, you know, we could certainly post it.
Sex something up a little bit that was online worthy and put on there, so.
People can see, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we could.
Maybe it's part of our strategic, a section in our strategic, what are we talking about putting a strategic plan with some graphics and things out there?
Mhm.
Be part of that maybe.
Yeah, good idea.
And marking off when we're, you know, leaving them on there, but marked off when they're done kind of thing, so we can.
That other tab for the costs, that's accurate, right? So the total cost for 4th Street was 37,000? To do 2 1/4 blocks?
Yes, that's correct.
So as we do the other streets, you'll continue to update that and give us the cost?
I can, yeah, I can. What we were doing that for is just as we're kind of getting the hang of costs,
Uh-huh.
we're wanting to know how much we're saving.
Yeah.
You know, doing it in-house versus contracting it out. But it would be easy to keep track of.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I'd be interested in
Be
knowing
interested to kind of see if there's an efficiency trend or something
Right.
that's,
as our guys get more comfortable with the equipment, they're doing more streets, seeing if we're saving.
And you're not really going to know the cost of a block unless you have quite a few data points, right? Because some are going to be more
Mhm.
expensive.
That's what I was gonna say, some are gonna, we're not gonna have the same base on every
Right.
road. We're not gonna-
Right.
it's gonna-
It's the
Oh,
other
it's
tab
all
on
like
that
an
sheet.
average.
So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, there.
Yeah.
But it would, I mean, it'd still be nice to see, you know,
Mhm.
just, we can't be shocked if one's
Right.
quite a bit
Yeah.
higher.
Right. Right. No, that's a good point. And even just as a talking point, you know, if we're speaking at Rotary or Lines or things like that, having that kind of data to be able to share with people is good, because I'll get asked those kind of questions pretty
Mhm.
often.
I use this 3 blocks right
Thank
here
you.
as an example, it'd be nice to maybe have that next to it.
Oh, yeah.
As a-
What are you talking about?
I've used these 3 blocks as an example here in the past of what that cost us. Might be nice to have that as a reference
Mm-hmm.
and not just my memory of numbers, but exacts. Very nice.
Maybe even putting on the cost of what we spent on the streets prior to doing it in-house. To really kind of show people like, hey, when we did Jackson, you know, it cost us this much to do that much, and now we're doing it for considerably less.
Yeah.
If we can do them all, that'd be great. I was just picking 3.
Yeah.
Maybe
$750,000.
And how many blocks did we do?
these 3 blocks right here.
3 blocks, 750,000.
That's a rounded number. I think you rounded down.
I may have rounded down,
I think.
well,
but
things
that's,
have gotten
that's,
more expensive.
that's my
since then.
memory.
Yeah.
Depends on which side of the coin he was on when he was coming up with
Right.
the numbers, but those were curved,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
and concrete, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be quite a difference when we
Right.
start
And
talking
engineer.
about some streets
Apples
more
to
curving
apples,
and
yeah.
others,
Yeah.
right?
There are things where we need to keep in mind,
Mhm.
we're gonna need to do some curbing and
Mhm.
guttering,
Yeah.
you know, due to drainage that we
I just
also
wanna make sure that
fix.
we're mindful of,
Yeah.
that we're comparing apples and oranges.
And even talking about the curves, Nate and I were kind of talking about that today. You know, as we're talking about strategic planning and thinking about the future, you know, if that's something we want to talk about and start kind of working in, you know, after we've started doing some streets, you know, if we're finding opportunities or funding or things to start looking at, hey, we could probably start doing some curbs in some areas. I mean, I think that would be great to kind of
Yeah.
put that on our radar, be like, hey, you know what, and then in 5 years or something, like, we want to start thinking about that. We can kind of start planning ahead.
And they've proved, I mean, they've done it too.
And they've
so-
done it, like with, over in the Tower Edition,
Mhm.
they built those curves over
They
there.
did those curves and then they did it on that bridge on 7th Street.
Mhm.
They did a really good job on that.
Right,
Yeah, they have the know-how. It's more a manpower thing.
right.
You know, maybe instead of using that as an example, could there be a way we could find out what more current pricing would be?
Mhm.
Because since the pandemic, everything's 30 to 35% higher.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Including labor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I'm afraid if we start using old numbers,
right.
we might start convincing ourselves we need to go back to hiring it done.
Mhm.
It'd just take one quote and we'd figure out.
Those numbers were high enough on these 3 blocks, I
Yeah.
still felt comfortable using them.
Those kind of
But-
numbers, and that helps
But
us make
that
decisions
would be-
when we get to budget season. It's like, hey, you know,
Over
what,
$1 million now.
if we want to do curbs, then we need to
Yeah.
fund our streets department a little bit more. And so how can we, you know, how can we do that?
Well, the first street tax was no engineering,
Right.
but designed, when I say no engineering, no independent engineering. Glenn Nichols with Evans was an engineer. And the goal was to asphalt as many streets as we could. And then, of course, the second, a sales tax, it was all engineered and it was all let, so there was less done. So I would think we need to kind of concentrate on, how much engineering. I mean, other than if we're just resurfacing, how much engineering we're going to have. But of course, that's really, when you shoot grades and all, that's where you can really do something with the drainage and, curb and guttering and the like. So those are the three that we've done. And so this is the new, this is the new way. And we need to figure out, kind of how we want to make that way. Everyone was real happy the first time because a lot of streets were paved, and perhaps not so happy the second time because it wasn't as extensive as it was. So getting the maximum dollar, but doing it in a manner in which the base is insured to hold for a decent period of time would be smart. So.
Anything else on streets before we continue on to other infrastructure?
How was the North 15th project paid for? Was it
That was an ODOT grant,
okay?
ODOT money, and they're the ones that contracted it, and they did it. Well, by the schools and the side, yeah,
All the way out to Fairway.
all the way out, yeah. Or at least past the schools. I mean, at least past the schools. Isn't that where it's?
It's the same all the way to.
Yeah.
It's the same all the way to Fairway.
Okay, then yes. The answer is yes. As was 25th Street. That was ODOT brought, I think I've told you, by Larry Ferguson, the representative Larry Ferguson. That was a special appropriation.
That was from Fur North,
That's 25th from Fur all the way to the
north.
You're not, you're talking, not 25th, you're talking.
32nd, I'm sorry. I'm talking
okay.
32nd.
Okay.
I apologize, 32nd.
Okay.
Between the exits there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, 25th, there might have been a grant in there somewhere too.
I don't remember.
That's 30 seconds the one you're talking
Yeah,
about,
32nd,
right?
that's
I was
correct.
gonna say if they did 25th, they should have went south too.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty rough.
Yeah, any other questions on streets? What else we got?
Water infrastructure, I think an update there is always helpful since that was, one of the central reasons rates were increased. So the 5 miles of underground mains, that project we've already discussed extensively today. The water treatment plant project has been engineered. We've gotten a final report from Cimarron Valley that I'll send out to council. Got that today, and it breaks down the infrastructure for our water treatment plant over kind of near term, 0 to 5 years, midterm, 5 to 10 years, and then long term, 10 years plus, and what needs to be done and how much it'll cost. So it's a really useful document, and then has a lot of technical details there too. So I'll send that out to council to take a look at. And then sludge box project, I'm drawing a blank on that one. I talked to Matt about it today. Last I remember hearing about it, it was it was ready to be bid. So I think it's really close. Really close.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing engineered and be bid soon.
And then booster station, that is, we may get some state funding for that. We're kind of keeping an eye on that, and we'll see what happens there. So, those are kind of the infrastructure projects in terms of the water infrastructure. And then we've got another one that I thought council would be interested in is, and this has been talked about quite a bit, is the second substation in Perry. We've talked about it a few times about all the growth we're seeing or anticipate seeing, and if our load is going to be adequate for electric. We've worked with OMPA and gotten a study done, and it came back, and the answer is yes, that we're doing just fine. And I wrote a memo, or Wheatley wrote a memo that's in your packet that talks a little bit about that and talks a little bit about kind of a timeline on examining that second substation. So we have quite a while still. But it's something we'll keep an eye on in coming years.
It's very encouraging that we get that kind of capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in that process, we kind of discovered some things that we can do to help with that. And so we'll work on getting those in our budgeting plan and our improvements plan. It was really worthwhile to bring OMPA in on that.
Mm-hmm. So in that, he has a recommendation that as growth continues, the city consider installing additional capacitor banks
Yep.
to support the area voltage.
Mhm.
Which, I like that it'll improve the power factor.
Right. And with that, are we getting close to that sort of growth where we need to start looking at that, or is that something kind of how far down the road?
I actually don't know what that all entails, so I need to sit with Wheatley. This has been written between the time that between our one-on-one, so I haven't been able to follow up with him and ask, hey, what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
What's the cost on that? Where do these need to be installed? So I'll get some more information on that and ensure that I have some answers next time we talk.
Okay.
The last thing that I wanted to talk about,
Must have asked, did Brian rate this?
Brian,
Okay. Hey, that was enough. That was enough.
he approved it.
I thought it was very good.
I did too, that's why I was amazed.
Yeah, he approved it.
Okay.
The last thing I was going to talk about is a discussion that we had during our strategic planning session a few weeks back, which was roofs. So I am working on compiling a list, and I've already started. I have a list of all the major buildings with roofs, and I've reached out to OMAG and said, hey, do you guys have anybody who can come and look at these and give like an assessment on what's the condition, how, what's the longevity, how long is it going to last us, so that we can kind of be proactive in replacing one a year and prioritizing which ones we should do. And she's looking into it right now, Lori with OMAG. So I am working on that, and I'll keep council posted there. But I know you guys have talked a lot about being proactive with our buildings, and I want to make sure that the community is aware that we are working on that.
And even over the last year, we've gotten a couple roofs, right? We got,
I thought 3.
yeah,
And we get,
police. You
we get
guys-
yours done?
No, not yet.
The one
Yours
across
was
the
already
way.
done, right?
Yeah.
We just got it patched.
Patching, yeah.
We've done a lot of patches, but we pretty much redid that one, and then airport hangar was also redone because the hailstorm ruined it.
Yeah, right.
Everything else has just been patching.
What about the house?
What?
CCC Lake House.
Oh,
Completely remodeled it.
yeah.
Did we do a roof? I don't remember.
We didn't in our remodel.
Okay.
Didn't do one with the same.
We did one on we replaced that lean-to, that overhead parking next to it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And that one was bad from the hailstorm too, but
But they renovated inside of it.
they did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
And is it rented today?
it is. They're trying to get revenues where we can.
Yeah.
So it's just rented, it's not a caretaker for the lake.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
Talking about the buildings, so in there in CCC, we got quite a few buildings and structures in there. do we have plans to work on some of those? Because CCC is a real
Yeah.
gem that we have that we could utilize a lot of ways.
Mhm.
And even for, I would say for some revenue opportunities as well, kind of like when we went to the airport, we saw opportunities there. CCC has always been one of those spots too that has potential.
Yeah, I agree. You have the chapel out there, which
Boathouse.
is on the list.
Mhm.
The boathouse is not on the list for roofs because it's structured in such a way it doesn't need that, but it is on the list in terms of renovations.
Yeah, 'cause there's-
Melanie's been working on some grants and has secured funding
Mhm.
for some renovations to that lake house, and we're actually bidding out that work right now.
We should have some funds that are set aside dedicated directly to the chapel as well.
Yeah, that's what Patty told me.
Well, what about the camp?
Yeah.
Can't turn it good.
No, there hasn't been any plans made on the camp yet. I know it needs it. It definitely needs it, especially the restrooms out there and
Mhm.
and the kitchen.
I will say the work
Because
that,
that wouldn't didn't that generate revenue from Boy Scouts or something?
I don't.
I don't think that anybody paid.
Are those structures at the camp CCC built as well, or were they just wooden?
Some are, some
I
aren't.
think it's a mixture.
yeah.
Is there any organization or that we could have a look at that whole park and develop a plan to just improve that whole park? Where would you start, what buildings, what walking paths, because I mean, I'd hate to see those buildings that were built, during the Depression to just deteriorate and go away.
Mhm.
I know there's the group, and Melanie is part of it, the Friends of CCC Lake. And then the Ladies Tuesday Afternoon Club has met with the Friends of CCC Lake because we are working on fundraising for some plans that they already have for like the boathouse area as a starting place. And of course Patty has got all kinds of plans and ideas and things like that. It's just, getting the funding and starting.
That's, to me, if we had that master plan, then we could start going to people and going, I know this looks like a big number, but this is our goal.
Mhm.
And we're
We need to have a
we're-
strategic plan.
Because I mean, I just think that is one of those things
Uh-huh.
that could really set us apart.
I think so too. I love that lake.
And that's one of the things that people like getting behind,
Yes,
because it's a quality of life type of thing.
and it's historical.
And it's historical. And I will commend the people that have been working on the lake, whether it's the Parks Department or other organizations. That lake's come a long way. I mean, with the trail and all the clearing of the brush that they've been doing out there, the park's looking really nice
Yeah.
out there. It's coming along.
Yeah, we've had some great generous donations from Dr. Bear to help with that. And yeah, it is looking really good.
I don't know if you guys have ever been to Bandelier Park in New Mexico, but it's the single largest collection of CCC buildings. I mean, there are people that come just to see those buildings and to walk those trails, and I think it's a thing that could bring people to Perry
Yeah.
if they were nice.
Mhm.
If they didn't have to worry about, a possum attacking them when they went around the corner.
We should be the least of
Or
their concerns, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does need some work. And I like that. I love the idea of doing like a master plan for it,
I just think it'd be easier to raise money.
Yeah.
Because then they would know there was a goal at the end.
Yeah.
We weren't gonna just fix this one little spot. We were building towards a completion.
Well,
Right.
that's exactly right. Right now it's very maintenance based, right? We're like, okay, what do we need to do to maintain this? But we're not really,
Dreaming.
yeah.
Mhm.
And there are organizations that don't pay for maintenance, but they would be happy to pay for a dream. Not
Right.
very many of them, but there are some.
Yeah.
No,
And
there
we know
wasn't
if you
that
will.
long ago, I think there was, because the CCC is having 100 or some sort of anniversary coming up, and there were gonna be funds to
Oh.
fix a lot of the buildings that people can apply for.
we need to find someone that's recently retired that would.
Great.
Looking for something to do.
Before the dementia kicks in.
I'm trying to help you, Randy.
Yeah, I can tell.
Write it down as you're going. We'll be fine.
Do verbal notes.
That's really all I had on infrastructure unless council wants to talk about anything else. I brought a few topics, but that's not comprehensive by any means, just to kind of get the conversation rolling.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. And even,
I like the streets, but I like the idea of
Mhm.
getting ahead of the buildings, looking at roofs and a more proactive approach than what's been done in the past.
After we get that in order, we'll be talking about equipment next.
yeah.
Yeah, it is all
It's not
coming back to
lawnmowers.
funding. It's always
I know.
funding.
Yeah, and this might be further down the road, but I know we talked about it before, and you've brought it up before, but as if we do kind of have a focus on CCC Lake, you know, with sidewalk projects, that's definitely one that we can look at later down the road, getting that sidewalk that you've mentioned a number of times out to CCC Lake.
Speaking
Just
of
do Christmas light
sidewalks.
show out
Well,
there.
that's
Oh, I know.
We talked about
That'd be
yeah.
phenomenal, yeah.
We actually had a company come out. Was
Yeah.
that with you, Larry? That was back when Larry was here. And there was a company that came in and they mapped it all out, and we met with them out at the lake, and they told us, you know, oh, this is what you would need. The biggest struggle that they had out there was the power.
Yep.
But yeah, having a winter wonderland is what they called it up in Kansas, but it was just a drive-through Christmas light show
Yeah.
where they're sponsored, and I mean, the lake would be perfect for that because it's
It
just
would be,
around.
Right.
drive.
You'd have
Well, that
reflection
chapel,
of the-
Yeah.
I mean,
It
come
would
around
just-
that corner, there it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it would just be,
Having churches do the nativity scene up there.
yep.
Right.
I
Yeah,
think at the Y, when you come in, it'd be nice to have food trucks and,
yeah,
you know, something like
I
that.
think there's,
or in that parking area.
There's a lot
where
of
the-
potential for
yeah.
that lake,
yeah.
a lot of potential. And it is a nice lake and we've done more improvements on it, but I think we could go
Yeah,
to that next step and really,
Well, when you go to that
Something with it.
grant to get the right power put out there, you know, you can tell them that's part of our goal is to get to that,
right,
that Christmas wonderland.
yeah.
Um,
So that might be something with like
If
OMK,
we
if
just
they
had
ever
a
have
master
grants or
plan
things like
ready.
that,
Yeah.
to get more power out there.
Yeah,
Might be
that
something
really
like
is the big obstacle is your power.
Mhm.
And it's overcomable, it's just money.
Right,
It's just money.
just money, it's always just money.
Just many.
But like when we have like if we're looking for those kind of grants, we'd be like, hey, you know, tell Melanie or, I can't remember the other lady's name that does grants for us. It's like, hey,
Marita.
yeah, Marita, there you go. To look for grants that deal with electric, so that we can get that in that park.
And to your point, the same sidewalk grant that we're
Yeah.
using could do the
Right.
path out there if we wanted to do a sidewalk.
Trail.
Yeah,
True.
And that's the kind
I
of
just
thing
think
people
that'd
can come
be
and park
really
downtown
cool.
and walk up
and
there.
then walk over there, ride
Ride
the bikes up.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just,
Yeah.
So speaking of sidewalks, we had, I don't remember how long ago it was, but it had to do with the renovation that Main Street's doing downtown. There was something with sidewalks or lights or something where, do you know where we are on that?
Yeah, the timeline didn't end up matching up, so they decided to use other funding for it, for that renovation.
Okay, so are we gonna have to do anything with that?
I'll keep you posted. I don't know, I think they're still trying to figure out who can do what things. They're running into some obstacles that I'm sure they'll overcome, but they're still working on it.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else want to discuss anything else with infrastructure?
no, but I really enjoyed this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be
Parts you can
important.
remember.
Well, I won't remember tomorrow, but today I really enjoyed it.
That's why it's recorded. You can go back and watch it.
And I
it
think
is
it would be-
recorded, Randy.
It would be important for us to keep in mind what we're gonna do with the south
Write that on your hand for you.
industrial park as well.
Yeah.
Come up with a plan of what we'd like to see
Well, I think we've,
happen there.
infrastructure wise, we're
Stuff's all
golden
inside.
there, right?
Yeah, it's really just, we need a master plan in place and then it's just pitch it to developers.
Yeah.
Which one was that, Jim?
The south.
The south industrial
So,
park, commercial park.
Gotcha.
All right.
Just need to chase some big business.
Yeah. It's a good discussion. I enjoyed that.
And I, just to Scott's point, Mayor, to wrap it up, we, chasing big business, I will have some communications in the near future about kind of how we plan to do that. I think we have a really solid plan in place. So I'll share that. Actually, we're planning on doing that during the communication week where we discuss that. So.
Which would fit with that South Commercial.
Yep.
Good.
All right, let's go on to item number 10. Consider convening into executive session to confer on matters pertaining to the economic development of the city of Perry to include the creation of a proposal to entice a developer to construct and operate 2 national franchises east of Love's by I-35, as public disclosure of the proposal will interfere with the development and implementation of the proposal and or violate the confidentiality of the business.
So moved.
Second.
Coffee.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
Goldar.
Yes.
Rupp.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Wortham.
Yes. All right, do we have a motion to reconvene?
So moved.
Second.
And Coffee,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Goldar,
Yes.
Rupp,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Wortham.
Yes. Item 12, take any action deemed necessary pursuant to such executive session, including but not limited to entering into an economic development agreement, the developer for the construction and operation of 2 national franchises in the city of Perry near Love's, authorizing the city manager to finalize negotiations, and I'm going to add in there for the mayor to sign the agreement.
So move.
Second.
And Coffee,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Goldar.
Yes. Yes.
Okay over there.
Maybe.
Rupp,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Wortham.
Yes. All right, item 13, upcoming meeting review. What have we got coming up?
Yeah, we've got, let me pull this up real quick. We'll talk about the Paint Perry program. My staff's been working on that, as per your direction last time. And we'll bring something to you there. We'll discuss several ordinances which Bryce has put out today and we'll email out. One of them is a trades ordinance. That's one I talked to you about, Scott. And then there's, I sent 3 others this morning that I can.
Yeah, there's one that takes the planning commission out of the closing of rights of way. You know, when you vacate, the last one we did was Bob Bourne. State law doesn't provide that. When they wanted that 15, 20 years ago, they wanted to put that in there. There's no reason to have that in there. This will streamline it. We're going to present that. We've got 2 ordinances on youth tobacco, one on youth tobacco and one on smoking in buildings, which will take us from the silver level to the gold level on the TSEP grants, which we think are good. This trades ordinance really is one which informs everyone in town what they can do on their own property and including in their own residence with respect to construction, plumbing, electric, and HVAC. And then provides an affidavit, if you're gonna do the work, an affidavit back to the city so that we know that you're gonna do the work. It's kind of an interesting ordinance because we've been talking about it for 10 years. And then we finally took the law and turned it into an ordinance. So it's really, you could just do it with a brochure if you didn't require the affidavit. The affidavit is important to know. So if we're doing any inspection or anything, we know that a licensed tradesman doesn't need to be there because you're doing it. We also, hold on, I have it written down.
The last one is,
Closing the public ways.
The Code Enforcement Lien Act.
The Code Enforcement Lien Act, which there's state law passed November 1st that allows us, when we tear down dilapidated structures, instead of going through the county treasurer to collect those through a foreclosure, which occurs 3 years down the line when they haven't gotten their county taxes for 3 years, it allows us to go forward and to collect those dollars in district court. It requires it's an enabling statute, so it requires an ordinance to implement it, and we're going to take a look at that. So we definitely need more members here, so that if you like them, that you can pass the urgency clauses, because these are like 6 pages apiece.
and the purpose of that one is so that we can get dilapidated properties that we've put money into tear down, so we can own the property.
Own the property.
And give it back to developers for fast development.
Can streamline that. And so council, one of the things that we've talked about is, as Bryce, as Nate, are putting these ordinances together, rather than waiting until we get the packets. I mean, if they have the ordinance done, to go ahead and send it to council in an email so that we can start looking at those, you know, up to 2-3 weeks ahead of a council meeting, so that you can go through it, you can get your questions answered. So when we come to our meeting, it can get presented, and then we can vote on it. You know, having that discussion and questions answered prior to coming to the meetings.
The drafts of all those are
Right.
prepared and emailed
Yep.
as of today.
So be sure to be on the lookout for those. You'll be getting ordinances occasionally throughout the weeks as they prepare them and draft them. They'll send them out to all of us. So, do we have anything else coming up? And then Russ is giving us a presentation on the ad valorem tax discussion. He's gonna come prepared to kind of give us a heads up of what's coming up, what's it gonna look like, what our options are, and different directions we can take.
Yeah, and
That'll be on the
the
next
next strategic planning meeting discussion is supposed to be about, it's actually supposed to be the community reports one, but because of the next meeting falling on spring break, we decided to switch that. And so we'll talk about quality of life, and then the community reports will be the one after.
The first week of April.
So quality of life will be our next discussion topic.
All right. So we'll go on to item number 14. Any new business?
Yeah, I actually do have something today that came up today. Melanie called me, and turns out there is a program that is coming due. What's up real quick? It is the Rural Development Community Services Program, and she talked to someone at the state level who the program's through, and they said that a fire station, like we're talking about doing with the county, would be perfect for that type of program. The deadline is next week, though, to send, basically what we're doing is just sending a letter saying, hey, this is what we'd like to do. We would appreciate it, state, if you would appropriate some money for this potential purpose. And there's no downside for us in terms of risk. It's, you know, they may come back and say, no, we're not doing it, which is fine, or they may say yes, and then we go forward, and the other piece of that funding doesn't fall into place. And if that's the case, we just let them know, hey, sorry, we actually don't have the other piece to make this happen. But I do need some, probably, it's not really formal authority, but I wanted to let you know about this program and just ensure that.
If it's business, they can make a motion.
Okay.
You found out about this today?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, they can make a motion, whatever appropriate motion that you think they can.
Really what I have here is just a letter to the members of the Oklahoma State Senate Appropriations Committee and the Oklahoma House of Representatives Appropriations Committee, asking for them to appropriate money to fund this.
So they'll authorize the manager to submit that request.
I'd say do it.
Was that a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion then. Yeah, that you send the letter. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, I probably could have gotten away with not asking, but for big stuff like this, I want you to be involved and aware, and, you know, I don't want anyone to come back and say, what about this thing? And you're like, what? Because this is huge, you know, this is a big deal, so. Fantastic. That's all I have for new business.
But we would need a roll call.
Who did the second?
I did.
Okay. Thought so, but I wasn't make sure. Coffee,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Goldar,
Yes.
Rupp,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Wortham.
Yes. All right, item 15 adjourned.
So many. Oh, wait, no.
Jumping the
Get
gun
in
there.
there.
She moved it.
She hasn't made enough motions today.
Yeah.
Hold
I'll make
me.
mine quiet.
Okay.
Then,
I was
did you want to
waiting
stick
earlier.
around, Meredith, or?
I'll do whatever.
I would say you've got a birthday. You've got a daughter with a birthday. Go
Wow.
home. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You just hear the
Thank you.
excitement in her voice. I'll do whatever you want, there.
You want to stay around.
A little bit.
It's me. I don't have a poker face. You all know me.
Yeah.
Tell her happy birthday.
Yeah, tell her happy birthday.
I'll do it.
Did you want to sing for her?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. You ready? All right, let's call our meeting to order for the Perry Municipal Authority.
Okay, Coffee,
Here.
Bledsoe, Marshall,
Here.
Davis, Goldar,
Here.
Rupp,
Here?
Williams, O'Shea, Wortham.
Here, we've got quorum. Item 1, our consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Coffee,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Goldar,
Yes.
Rupp,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Wortham.
Yes. Item 4, any new business? All right, let's adjourn.
Okay.
All right, call our meeting to order for the Perry Facilities Authority. And roll call.
Coffee,
Here.
Bledsoe, Marshall,
Here.
Davis, Goldar,
Here?
Rupp,
Here?
Williams, O'Shea, Wortham.
Here, we've got quorum. Item 1, consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Coffee,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Goldar,
Yes.
Rupp,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Wortham.
Yes. Item 4, any business? Adjourn.